From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
All right, we made it to the weekend. It's Saturday morning. Good morning. Hope you're having a good start to your day. Maybe enjoying that cup of coffee or a cup of tea or a cup of water. I don't know, whatever it is you like to drink in the morning. I'm Mike Kruger, Weather NorCal here. I want to remind you that unfortunately this may be the only update I'll have for the day, simply because what you see behind me here is a big apple pie. As you know, I've been going to the Mountain Apple Festival as a judge for the apple pie baking contest for over 20 years. So I can't skip out on that tradition this year. So I'm going to be out there today I'll probably be there all day from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. because the apple pie judging starts at 10 o'clock this morning. Then after the judging, which is around 11:30, 12 o'clock, I will have a booth at the Mountain Apple Festival for Weather NorCal. You can stop by, say hello. If you have any questions, I'll be sure to answer them for you. Come on by, say hello. I'd love to chat with you. I'll be there until 4 o'clock. So how's the weather out at the Mountain Apple Festival? Well, it's looking pretty nice. 72 degrees at 9 a.m. There you can see 83 by noon and about 84 by the afternoon. By the way, the fall colors, they're going to be gorgeous out there. This is looking at a forecast model that comes out every Monday. And you can see as of October 3rd, this is actually what it all looked like, right? And the forecast for this upcoming Monday is showing much more impressive colors. So I think this will be a great weekend because it's going to be great weather for it, number one, and you'll get to see some great colors, especially off to the east. You'll notice it's not as much, but I think some fall colors are starting to peek out here, out in Trinity County, Del Norte, Humboldt, and even a little bit in parts of the valley, but this is where you're going to see the most breathtaking views of some of those fall colors. All right, so here's the deal. We've got a cooling trend this weekend, but it's still going to be warm. So instead of the mid to upper 90s we saw yesterday, low 90s today in the valley. And of course, cooler everywhere else, right? But we do expect a bigger cool down and a more noticeable cool down for early next week. But with that, we're going to be looking at chances for rain as well. Now, I want to talk about the winds because here I am talking about rain. I'm talking about cooler temperatures. But now I want to just talk to you about a brief period of some higher fire danger. Not necessarily today, but take a look at Sunday. We're going to see those winds begin to pick up from the south, 10 to even upwards of 20 miles per hour. Now, when we look at the forecast model here, this is the fire weather risk model. It takes a look at the temperature, which will be warm over the weekend, as I mentioned, still at least in the low 90s in the valley. And with the winds picking up and dry conditions that we've seen all week, that can give us some higher fire danger. Now, not necessarily today, but notice what happens as we take you into Sunday. We're going to begin to see that fire danger kind of increase for Sunday because of the winds picking up, the dry conditions, and still those fairly warm temperatures. But now on the flip side, let's talk about the rain. Because I think what's going to happen here as we go into today, we're going to start to see a bit of a fog bank begin to move closer to the coast. But I think everyone else still looking at those sunny skies here. And I think we'll see some sunshine here for most of the day along the coast. It's later in the day that we may start to see that fog bank begin to move in. Now we'll take you through the day on Sunday. Still plenty of sunshine for all of Northern California, with the exception of the coast. I think you're going to see that fog bank kind of sticking around here, kind of the overcast skies. But there it is, the leading edge of that next cold front. Now, here it is, looking at the latest forecast model data, 5 a.m. on Monday. There's the cold front coming through the north coast. Heavy rainfall at times, gusty winds, maybe some lightning strikes at this point. That's at 5 a.m. Now we're going to take in about 6 a.m. It's pushing through Trinity County, not to mention Siskiyou County. We're beginning to see maybe a few light showers even at 6 a.m. on Monday. Now we take in a Monday at 8 a.m. Now the cold front is moving through the valley. Now I think it might be overdoing it on the intensity of the rain for the valley, but we'll see. For now, we could see some measurable rainfall there. It's backing off on the amount of rainfall behind the cold front, but still some scattered showers behind it. You'll notice we're starting to see some of that rain begin to move in around noon on Monday, with that rain pushing into the eastern mountains. But we're beginning to see that cold front become a little less organized, and that's normal. It's the most organized as it hits the coast, and then it starts to kind of break apart as it hits and runs over the coastal range, the Trinity Alps as well. And then we just kind of see some leftover showers. And, again, not out of the question for a few lightning strikes for even parts of the valley, not to mention even in the eastern mountains. Now we're going to transition to the long-range forecast model and take you into Tuesday, which it's a weaker system coming in next Tuesday, but it will bring everyone a chance for showers nonetheless. And then we go into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. It's looking dry again. And then Saturday of next week, so 1 week from today, we're looking at another chance for rain moving in. Now, what's significant about this, and I guess you could say disappointing, is the fact, as you may or may not know, is 1 week from today will be a solar eclipse, or an annual eclipse as it's known, because it won't be a full eclipse. You'll still have that ring of fire around the sun. But the specifics of that's not important. What's important is it may be difficult to see that eclipse if we've got the clouds moving in advance of the storm system. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that cloud cover coming in on Saturday. Hopefully we can start off with some sunshine, and then maybe the clouds will move in later on in the day, but we'll have to wait and see. But in the meantime, let's talk rainfall estimates as we go into Monday and Tuesday in particular. And as expected, most of the rains along the coast, we start to see less and less rainfall as you start heading eastward into the eastern mountains. So we'll see what happens with that. We could be looking at some more rainfall in some of those areas that did see less rain, but bottom line, most of it will be along the coast when you combine Monday and Tuesday. Wave heights are certainly a lot lower here for today, and not to mention for your Sunday as well, but with the approaching storm system, we'll probably see those wave heights begin to increase again for your Monday and Tuesday. Here's your marine forecast for today. South winds at 5 knots, waves from the northwest at 2 feet. At about 7 seconds, there's your high tide and your low tide this afternoon. Looks like your sunrise at 7:18 this morning. Your sunset this afternoon, this evening at 6:50. I think we'll see some of that patchy morning fog, especially in the morning hours, obviously. Here's what it looks like today. A lot more numbers on the map you may have noticed, so I've included a lot more communities on there. Unfortunately, I can't make everyone happy because there's only so much room on the map, as you can clearly see. So I've done the best I can with the space that Northern California has to offer on the map here. But hopefully I've made some of you happy out there. Temperatures, again, cooler for the valley, low 90s in the valley, 70s and 80s for the higher elevations, upper 80s for Weaverville, Hayfork, low 90s inland. And for the coast, we're looking at temperatures back down into the 60s, as opposed to some of those 70s we've seen here last week. Here's your 7-day outlook for Mount Shasta, Alturas, and Susanville. There's that chance for rain on Monday and Tuesday. So basically, everyone in all of Northern California has a chance for rain both Monday and Tuesday. It's just some will see more than others. And where we're going to see most of that rainfall, it is going to be on the coast, where you see temperatures in the low 60s. That rain should begin to dry out by the time we get into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but possibly more wet weather going into next Saturday.